Hey guys, I have it. Let me know when you're broadcasting. I have the van. Cool, you see it, Jim? Hey, NOC, I missed that. Can you go again? I have the scanners up. Got to keep coming around if possible. Hey, and if you're just joining us up here in News Chopper 4 Alpha, we picked up a LAPD pursuit that was southbound on the 101. It was a slow speed pursuit for a little bit, doing 15 to 20 miles an hour, and also hit high speeds. We see right now, it sounds like they're stopped waiting at a red light, if I'm not mistaken. This driver has taken the Silverlake southbound 101 exit, and is here stopped, could be waiting for the light. Does not seem to be going anywhere. We saw a number of LAPD units behind it. We haven't seen any officers poise in front of it, but as you can see, the entire off-ramp there filled with LAPD cruisers. Looks like our van's going to pick back up here on Silverlake Boulevard as it comes past this tree. We'll start to get it on the other side of this tree. It's been, again, a very slow speed pursuit. We haven't seen them go too fast since we just picked it up. And again, this is a brown Nissan minivan. We know that at least there's one driver. I haven't seen anyone else in there as it goes under the overpass here. Punch back in and show you. I'm going to have to adjust some radios in here for a second. And look at this, a very slow speed pursuit. I mean, doing speeds of 10, 15 miles an hour, so it hasn't quite been dangerous just yet. And let's see the distance LAPD's keeping a couple car lengths back. Driver seems to be obeying speed limits, obeying signals too. They were waiting at a red light at the off-ramp. LAPD was not able to get in position to get in front of this vehicle as they have a number of units behind. It's been going on for a couple minutes now. We just picked it up again right off the 101. Now we're on Silverlake Boulevard. And it looks like they're right lane. They're not going too fast. And LAPD just keeping their distance. They haven't been able to get a view into the window to see exactly what they're dealing with, who the suspect is, how many people could be in this vehicle, what the suspect could have. But I mean, we heard over the scanner it could just be a single female driver with no passengers. But again, you see those windows very heavily tinted, hard to see in the back seats to know exactly what's going on there. But again, hey Jim, direction, is that eastbound? It looks like they're taking a right here. Let me pull up our maps and tell you exactly where they're at now. Looks like they took a right onto Reservoir Street. Looks like this might come to an end here. Nope, and they've taken back off. They're either trying to stop or they're obeying the traffic laws here. A very bizarre pursuit. Now they're on Reservoir Street here in Silverlake. They're going to try and get onto Occidental Boulevard, and look at that. Some civilians there just trying to drive by, getting caught up in this mess. The very polite pursuit suspect here stopped at the red light, getting onto Occidental Boulevard, I believe, headed southbound, if I'm not mistaken. You see LAPD keeping their distance. We haven't seen this. It's not a very dangerous pursuit. I mean, we just saw this suspect stop at a stop sign. You see that vehicle's got some damage on the sides there. Maybe they brushed up against a divider. Trying to get a look at our suspect here. Seems like they're wearing sunglasses. Doesn't seem to be too erratic. Possibly listening to music. Saw them moving back and forth. We'll zoom out here. See some cars getting out of the way of this thing. From the way the opposite direction traffic, looks like they might have just ran a red light. So that could have been their first traffic infraction that we've seen so far. So far, we haven't seen them do any wrong way driving here on Sunset, if I'm not mistaken. And you see LAPD keeping their distance, keeping a number of car lengths back. This is not a high-speed pursuit. This has only been speeds of about 15 to 30 miles an hour here. I'm checking our speedometer here. It says about 35, so not very high speed. Hasn't been wrong way just yet. Doesn't seem to be too dangerous, but anytime you have something like this, it could really go wrong. They could run a red light. The pressure gets to them, and they start to pick up their speed. But LAPD keeping their distance. This is very slow, very cautious pursuit on their part. You see that's the lead vehicle right there, and we'll zoom out as they come up to a red light here. At least 4 vehicles following it. A suspect waiting here at the red light. We'll start to punch in and see who exactly this is. I see a suspect there leaning over, one hand on the wheel, leaning over, possibly checking their rear view. Seems to be a woman suspect. And we just saw other cars go by. It looks like the metro line might just pass them if they're not lining up for the red light there. Now they're slowly creeping through. The other line of traffic went through, so they had to have gotten a green light again. Haven't seen them blow a stop sign yet. Saw them slow roll one. Saw them stop at a couple red lights. They might have run 1 or 2 red lights, but here on Elsinore Street, I believe, or possibly Alvarado, very slow speeds. Now we're getting about 25 miles an hour. I mean, you're not hitting much traffic. Just seems to be a very slow speed pursuit. LAPD keeping their distance on this one especially. You see almost a whole block between them. Now we're almost stopping before the light. You have to wonder what's going on here. The driver seems to be peering out of her rear window, trying to get an idea of what's happening behind them. But now we're stopped short of the light. Don't seem to be going anywhere. Let's see how close LAPD gets on this one. It looks like the van's going to pick up a little bit of speed here, start moving again. Haven't seen much traffic except on the 101. When they were on the 101, it was quite slow, 5 to 10 miles an hour. But now that we're off on side streets here, they're not hitting too much traffic, which is surprising for this time of day, especially in Silverlake. If anyone knows, commuting in Silverlake, 9 a.m., around 9 a.m. is a nightmare. But again, we've come to a full stop here while this pursuit suspect obeying the traffic laws they choose, waiting here, waiting in line for this red light. Now we're going to pick up a little bit of speed. Now it's going to start to get up to 30, maybe 40 miles an hour here on Sunset. Okay, now it's getting a little faster on Sunset, going through Silverlake. Seem to be doing 55, 60 miles an hour. That's pretty fast for this side street. Really picking up here. And again, we picked this up. We're still gathering information on the want or the warrant for how this could have even started. Don't know much about this suspect, but we've seen this varying speed, 65, now slowing down to about 25, 30. LAPD keeping their distance. We saw at least at most a whole block, but now they're just staying back a number of car lengths of this Nissan Versa minivan. Started on the 101, LAPD picked it up. LAPD Hollywood now handling it, or possibly switched divisions now that it's over. Like, look at that, a biker on the side of the road, just trying to commute, doesn't even know what's happening. That's so dangerous, but thankfully this is a slow speed pursuit. Haven't seen much of the suspect do anything really. Very slow speeds, hasn't run too many red lights or stoplights, put too many pedestrians in danger, but LAPD wants to keep their distance, prevent this from getting any faster or getting any more reckless. And if you're just joining us here in News Chopper 4 Alpha, we picked up a pursuit, LAPD in pursuit, and it looks like they're attempting pit maneuver here. Might stop that vehicle. Ooh, right into the back of a Mercedes there, right into the front of a Mercedes. LAPD is going to get out and try and detain this suspect. I'll zoom out a little bit here. Just saw the pit maneuver, seems to be successful. Spun around, went right into the front of that Mercedes. And the Mercedes doesn't want any part of this. It's going to back up a little bit. And the minivan looks to be rolling. I don't know if that minivan sustained too much damage in that pit maneuver, so they might just keep going. Slowly rolling in reverse. LAPD will push up a little bit, get closer here while staying safe. You see that Mercedes just backing up even further, wants no part of this. You see LAPD there pushing up to try and issue commands to the suspect to get them to listen. Another vehicle going to come in to cut off the van's escape route so nothing can happen. You see they're going to start to issue commands to that driver, asking them to put their hands out of the vehicle so they can see their hands and get an idea of if anyone else or if anything else is in that vehicle, to make this extrication safe for everyone involved. We're going to swing around here to get a better view of exactly what's going on. But if you're just joining us, we just saw this pursuit come to an end here in Silverlake as LAPD works to detain this suspect. We saw this on the 101. Started on the 101. LAPD was in pursuit of this van. It was very slow going. The traffic on the 101 was almost bumper to bumper. We were reaching speeds of 5 to 10 to 25 miles an hour. Got off on Silverlake. Went on side streets for a little bit, same speeds, almost picked up to 60 though, 60 or 65 on Sunset. But LAPD finally got close enough, got authorization for their pit maneuver, pitted this van here, went into, it seemed to collide with another vehicle. Now it looks like they're going to, hey, Jim, it looks like we're getting a little bit of exhaust in the picture. It looks like the suspect is out, has their hands up, seemed to yell at the officers there for a second. We'll zoom out a little bit. It appears that right now the suspect is cooperating. And it looks as if this pursuit here in Silverlake will come to an end. LAPD will approach the suspect to bring them into custody, and that will bring this pursuit to an end here in Silverlake. Thank you for joining us. I am Josh Kuzo in News Chopper 4 Alpha as we're watching this pursuit come to an end. LAPD issuing the final commands here to bring this pursuit suspect into custody. Still gathering information on a want or a warrant or how this started, but we know it was on the 101. LAPD picked it up. It was a very slow speed pursuit, again, just to cover if anyone's joining us, about 5 to 10 miles an hour, 25 tops on the 101. Looks like LAPD is going to get a little closer here and detain the suspect, so officially bringing this pursuit to an end.
Oh no, no, no!
We have a suspect running.
All units go to condition
This is
two.
going to be so.
Watch more heart-stopping car chases happening across Southern California. Subscribe here. Thanks for watching. The chase is on.